Guys, this is a review on a Contactor. It's a fairly old one. Its brand name is some weird Asian thing. Can't really get it to focus, sadly. Telemechanic Q. Anyway, apart from that, some specifications here. Not really idea what these mean, but I'm getting the maximum current rating, which is 32 amperes. I think the maximum voltage rating is 660 volts. AC 3-phase, volts up there and kilowatts there, 220 over 4 kilowatts, 380 volts over 7.5 kilowatts, and 415 to 480 volts over 9 kilowatts, and then 660 volts over 7.5 kilowatts. This is more just weird things here for some reason. Said AC 3-phase, 16 amps, 600 or 500 volts actually. Yep. 500 volts max. If you guys could read this, it says AC 125 amps. So I'm guessing that's 25 amp per phase, or I'm not too sure, because it does say here L1, L2 and L3, and it's normally open. It's normally open there. It's T1, T2 and T3. It's contact 1, contact 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 14 and 16, something else like that. So this is brand logo. It's 10 here for some reason. Yeah, if you guys could tell me all the specifications, what they mean, be quite a bit of help, because I am, just say 600 volts there max. I want to use this in a motor control setup I have downstairs. Okay, so it says continuous current 32 amps. American Y gauge 8 to 18 CU. 60 to 75 degrees Celsius torque. 15 pounds per square inch. It's made in France. Don't really know when this was actually made, but it is fairly old, but it's a brand new Contactor. Hasn't been used at all too much, except these down here. It's probably from what I was using them. But you know, it worked quite well. It got very hot though for some reason, but I used it on DC, but I think it's meant to be used on AC, as it says here, 12 volts, 50 hertz. So I guess a lot of you know how Contactor works, but if you don't, well, you're in the right place. Bloody hell, it's so hot. This is your coil. It's all wound. So you put your two terminals here, really, or any way you want, but since it's AC any way you want. Ow, it's still hot. 12 volts, 50 hertz, positive or negative or whatever. Hold on, wrong way around. It's a certain way around you're supposed to put these. Where are they supposed to go? Hold on. Nope, it wants to go this way, doesn't it? Anyway, this is your coil. Your power goes into here, over the small push button switch, and the whole load basically. Why doesn't it want to go in? Fucking annoying. mind you, your power goes through here, and it draws these two contacts in, so they touch each other, so they can make the contact. And this thing is basically, let's call it induction. It's causing a magnetic field to pull these two contacts down together so they can touch. That's what's creating the circuit. And this little spring here is basically pushing it up and down, as you can see. By the spring. Because if there was no spring, it would really just stuff everything up and things would go wrong, and no one wants that. For some reason this doesn't want to go on it. Oh, here we go. So these can actually be quite dangerous, because if you're putting power here, if you put power here on now, that thing's just going to shoot up. It's going to damage everything, and it could hurt you. But they're not really for playing. People who are experienced and know how to work these things go for gold. But people who don't, just stay away. Because contactors are awesome. I'll turn it around, see what happens. Probably fits that way. There we go. Right, that's the inside sorted, so basically everything closes together like that. And inside here are the contacts for each phase, way around. L1, L2, L3, they all clip down together. And this is your input side, it's your output. They don't really matter which way you put them around, I guess, but I'll just screw this down for a minute. Just hold on there. Yeah, so basically a contactor and a relay are exactly the same thing, but a contactor is a much bigger size. Right. The good thing about contactors is you don't really need to use mains 240 volt voltage. This you can only use, what I use, just 12 volts. It's fine, car battery, fine, but usually I'll put this on AC, see if it heats up the same, but mind you, see the spring pushes it up, so there's no contact at all. That's why it's called a contactor. Better push this down actually. These contactors can actually hold quite thick wire. And what you're supposed to use is just metal clips, I'm pretty sure, something that insert into here. And that would work quite nicely. But you don't want to be overcurrent. You don't want to be putting overcurrent through contactors, because it can turn into a dangerous environment. So it says here, continuous current 32 amps, sweet as, it's fine. So I think that's 32 amps, and yeah, so probably, yeah, 10 point, yeah, just 10 amps per phase, it's fine. But what I really want to do is hook this up to a compressor that has a fetish current, or starting current, of 26 amps, which is that's alright just for this. You know, it's continuous current, it's fine really. It's 230 volt. Well, this is single phase, so I'm going to be using this on a single phase, so 3 horsepower motor. I'm sure the compressor's something like that. But yeah, a control box, this would just be sitting there, clicking on and off wherever I push the on and off button. But yeah, handy little things these, and also this is a commercial version, so all of them are commercial, but you can clip this into your switchboard here, or you can mount it up because it's got mounting screw holes just here. You can move it around, do whatever the heck you want with it, but mainly they're for attaching into switchboards. But yeah, good little things these. In my other video, I showed you about how to how you're powering these up and what DC arcs look like. But yeah, this is not made for DC, I don't think. Let's take a look here. What does it say? Yeah, this is all really AC, so you can't really be putting DC into the contacts, otherwise it's going to cause an arc and it's going to wear the contacts out prematurely. And no one wants that, because contactors aren't very cheap at all. I got this for free because I salvaged it brand new from a storage container. Make sure you tighten these screws here that hold it together, because if they come loose, that thing pops out, you're going to have bits of contactor flying in your face or flying somewhere, and it's going to damage it. No one wants it. But yeah, it's just old. Good, fine working condition, cool down now. But yeah, here's your contacts here, it's all fine. Still not too sure how to wire these things, but your 3 phases go in here to the 3 holes, and this is for other things like the normally open. That's the very important normally open switch. So it'll be a diagram. Gotta show you a diagram. Too tired now, sorry. If you look on Rodelco's video of how to wire a contactor or relay, he will have a perfectly good diagram, and that should be quite good. So yeah, look at his video of how to wire one of these. I'm just doing a review on it. Looks pretty good. On how this contactor works and what happens if you do something stupid with it. But mind you, you can get single phase contactors, but this is all I could find, so 3 phases is fine, and I can also put other loads on this. So it's a good thing about 3 phase contactors, because instead of having only 2 little pins just for the normally open and then just 1 for your load, you can have 3, so you can put any other things like maybe battery chargers or other equipment. But this is about it for this video, this contactor. So until next time, thank you for watching.